Hello, dear ones. Caroline here. Recording this as I walk today rather than as I sit. Usually I'm super comfy and relaxed, which I still am, but I'm moving this time. I think that relates to this full moon. Just in that this full moon is active. It's already starting to keep me up at night. It's one of potent activation and divine channelings in a way that feels brand new and reborn. After all, this is the first full moon of this lunar year and this first lunar cycle, so it's a time of rebirth, really, especially as we ease in to the latter weeks of winter on our sweet planet in the northern hemisphere and step into a space of reemergence and reactivation in tune with the essences of spring, especially having just moved through and celebrated Imbolc. This full moon is one with a gentle roar. After all, it rests in the sign of Leo, the lion, and her fires. And this roar is one of conscious aggression in a primal sense, in that we have known this roar as playful children. It's ingrained in the cells of our being, and we will only continue to come to know this as we tuck in, re-emerge, emerge in and out of the phases of life up until we're elders, crones, if you identify in that path of maiden mother Maga. Crone. So this moon is allowing us to dial in to the proper channels in order to hear the roar and its song. It asks us to listen in and decode it in the most simple of ways. Decode it in order to step forward into the latter weeks of this lunar cycle, with the full moon marking the midway point before the wane. To step into these weeks with deep devotion and regard for the inner call within all of ourselves and our being. So I'll be speaking to how you can tune into this call as we embark on a bit of a meditation together today, and I'll invite you now to begin to find your breath for a few moments here, beginning to feel into that rhythm of your present being in your own time. And before I speak any more on the essences of this full moon, I invite you to lean into what the words I've already spoken have evoked for you, and perhaps what words you have already channeled or have read from other lunar offerings around this time. And begin to stir the depths, knowing that as a human, you are a creator by nature, an artist in your bones. Lean into the initial reactions in the sense of relation to something, not so much a reaction as a judgment, of good or bad or yes or no, just sort of a word connection game. When I say activation, what do you feel? When I say roar, what do you envision in your mind's eye? Begin to guide you now, deeper within. Your breath, as always, your most devoted and sacred. Return to that piece of your being as often as you need. Right here, right now, the moon sings her song to you. It's not unlike a siren song in that it's enticing and difficult to tune out. Its truth is nearly impossible to ignore, and really only ego and its false narratives and conditioned beliefs can separate you from this true song of the present moon. Imagine your breath activating the pieces of your present being which feel in need of opening, balancing, dialing down, dialing up. There's knobs all over your being. They're wheels of energy, not unlike chakras, but they're covering every inch of you and every breath. That conversation you hold with the divine in every moment. In every breath, in and out, the dials and knobs, they begin to come into proper alignment so that static is brushed away, radio silence is no more. Simply in being and breathing with presence, aware of your sacred nature, you are able to hear so clearly how she, the moon, la luna, how she sings to you. And her song, believe it or not, is unique to you in so many ways, for your waters within your body, your womb space, if applicable, it is yours and well connected to everything else in the wide woven tapestry of things. It is your song that you are being asked to answer. For the song of the moon is one of call and response. It is one where you feel compelled to respond with your own lyric and verse, your own rhyme and meter. Take a few moments here and allow for your breath to guide in this realignment and activation of tuning the dials. In essence, I'm equating your being to a radio. It's able to switch to different channels, and right now your channel is static free. It's the clearest music you've ever heard, and it's from the moon to you. As you begin to hear the song, if you feel called to speak or sing aloud your response, perhaps just finding a hum or repeating a single word again and again and allowing it to transform through the movement of your tongue and as it rises up in your throat and escapes your lips. Explore what arises and accept it as it is. Allow for it to be natural. For it is divinely channeled, and these channelings, they often require no proofreading, adjustments, or editing. If you feel called to explore a word or an essence in relation to something you feel you've channeled from the moon or the cosmos in general, or simply your being, you might begin to step into the response side of this call and response. At present, what you are doing is finding your roar as the lion does as it rises from a babe, a cub, into something full grown and activated through every cell and fiber of its being. Allow for your being to find the same activation. Know that the moon asks you to answer its call because this conversation goes both ways and every which way. It is the rhythm of all that we're able to lean into in this moon, under its beams, and it's one ripe for creative expression. So if you feel called to move beyond this present space as we close up and create or share what you've channeled, or just continue to steep in the beauty of activation and channeling, you're more than welcome to go forward as intuition, your gut, your heart, your mind's eye asks of you. So that about concludes a bit of time together today. As this is a meditation that asks of creative expression from you, if you would like to share any of it with me, you're more than welcome to comment down below, pop me a message anywhere. I would love to hear from anyone who feels called to connect. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you find that the wild nature of this Leo full moon is unlike anything else in a lot of ways. Blessed full moon to you. Sending you so much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day or night.